What is up, guys? Welcome back. We are out here at Lake Pleasant. It's sometime in January, I think the 10th or 11th or somewhere around there, maybe later, I don't know. It's stinking cold. It's like, I think my truck said it was 31 degrees when I got here. It is freezing. I do not do good in the cold, but I had a guy trip here 2 days ago and we caught some big stripers, so I don't really know what this video is gonna entail. I got some glide baits I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna show you guys the difference and kind of the when and when not to use like a slow sink glide bait versus a fast sink glide bait. Probably try to get some footage of it on the live scope to kind of show you the difference on what they do. But I'm gonna start out fishing for some stripers and see if we can't catch some of these big stripers, and I'll kind of key in exactly how to catch them if I can get on them this morning. Stripers like to move all around, and some days they're there, some days they're not. But we're gonna see if we can catch them and maybe catch some largemouth, glide baits for big stripers. I don't know what's gonna happen. Stay tuned, let's see what we can catch today. First cast on the draw 9. Oh my god. Dude, this swim bait is freaking incredible. First thinking cast on that draw 9, man. He freaking hammered it. Whew. See if I can get this without getting hooked. Show you guys that freaking draw 9. There we go. Freaking 4K shad. Fast sink, first sinking cast on that thing. Big old striper came up and just hammered it. Awesome. Awesome fish, man. On the freaking draw 9, 4K shad, fast sink. Came up and pounded it. Another one on the draw 9. This is the point I caught the 10.5 on too. Holy cow. How much freaking fun. Man, I watched that thing on live scope just shoot up and just pound it. Whew. I tell you what, that stinking draw 9. It's a newer swim bait to me, and I'll kind of get into it a little bit more. It's been around for a while, but I just started throwing it, and these fish absolutely hammer it. The largemouth, like I said, I just started throwing it. The largemouth, I haven't caught any largemouth on it yet, but they were hot on it today, and it's a slow day of fishing. But man, the stripers, I mean, this is another probably 4.5, 5 pounder, and they just hammer this thing. Kind of wish I would have stuck with this thing and just thrown it all day. Holy cow. Another stinking big old striper on that draw 9. Holy cow, just freaking pounded it. So much fun. Oh, let her go. Awesome, awesome. Hey guys, just want to get a little, explain what's going on, the difference between these two baits, the draw 9 slow sink and the draw 9 fast sink. Today I'm throwing the fast sink. I'm fishing, deeper. These stripers are down deeper. The largemouth are down a little bit deeper right now. So I'm throwing the fast sink. The pluses to the fast sink is, obviously it fishes deeper. The slow sink I have is the exact same one, 4K Shad. It's my favorite color out of them. Bunch of awesome different colors, but 4K Shad just seems to be that perfect for me. It's that white, it kind of has a little reddish pearlescence, blue, gold back. Fantastic bait. I kind of wish I started throwing it earlier than I did. I just picked it up here about a month or two ago and started throwing it and catching a lot of fish on it, and they're big fish too, but also some smaller ones too, which is cool. It is a 9-inch bait, so it is a a long bait that people kind of might get scared away from, just because it is, I mean, it's a stinking it's a giant bait. But the cool thing is it's narrow, so it has that big appeal, that drawing power that you want from a big glide bait. But once the fish get to it, it's not too big where they get to it and go, oh man, that's that's a big freaking bait, and they don't eat it. I highly recommend this bait. It is awesome. A couple of things I like to do with it. First off, I always put a split ring on my glide baits. It just helps give it a little bit more action, let it wider glide a little bit. That's about really it you have to do with this bait. It comes with the rotating hook hangers, so you don't have to double split ring it or anything. Comes with really sharp hooks. I mean, you watch me, I just boat flipped like a 5.5 pound striper. Not a problem. My setup, I'm running the Irod Genesis 2. This is the Bailey Swim. It's an 8-foot rod. It really helps throw this bait a mile. It's only 3.8 ounces, so it's not a super heavy bait, but I'm not a big glide bait fisherman. I don't do it all the time. It's not something I love to do. I do love to do it, but it's not like I like to fish tournaments, and it's not exactly a way to win tournaments all the time. So this rod, I believe this rod's like 130, 140 bucks, maybe 150. It's not an expensive rod, but it's awesome for the money. I am running the Shimano Trax 300. Helps you put that big line, has a deep spool, and controls these big baits. I put a Gomexis, I believe this is a 120 millimeter handle. Really helps not wear you out. A lot of these glide baits, I just reel twitch them basically, and kind of that retrieve is kind of just you're kind of just doing half a turn every time, and having those big handles on there really helps it where you're not having to throw rod into it to make that bait glide through the water. I'm not big on casting and just reeling it in. You can, but it has that just nice glide action. I like to kind of chop mine so they kind of shoot side to side, a little bit more erratic. Seems to trigger those bites a little bit more. And then line, as if you've seen any of my previous videos, I was throwing fluorocarbon and lost expensive swim bait. Fortunate to get it back, but I'm running Pline CXX copolymer. It's a big thick line, and you don't got to worry about casting your dang baits off. This is a relatively inexpensive swim bait, relative to the swim bait world. I think it's 75 bucks. So I mean, it's not exactly cheap, but for what you're getting for this, I don't see a reason to buy a $200-300 swim bait that has this profile. Some of them, I do have some expensive ones that have that gizzard shad, profile, but they don't seem to care. I mean, they are smashing it. Right after I caught that big striper, I came over a point on live scope, had 3, looked like probably largemouth come up. One smacked it, unfortunately didn't get the hooks, but awesome bait. Like I said, slow sink. When you're gonna want the slow sink is here coming up in the next, probably, let's say it's middle of January. I'd say beginning of March, those big females start to push up and get ready to spawn. And you're going to want that slow sink bait that's only going to go down probably 2, maybe 3 feet. You don't want it to get snagged when you're fishing shallow. So the slow sink version is awesome when you're fishing shallow. the fast sink is good when you're fishing deep, and it really helps you like live scope this bait if that's something that you're into. You can line up here coming soon, like I said, with the spawn. They will be up on the bank, but right before those big females go and sit in those trees and rocks that are in that 10 to 15, 20 foot of water. And this bait, the fast sink, you can sink it down and just kind of chop it slowly over top of those trees. I was going to try to film and show you kind of how I was doing that on live scope, but the active captain's not working today for whatever reason. But that's all I'm really doing. Nothing fancy. Coming out here chucking swim baits. It is, I wish I would have done it more. I didn't throw up too much today. I caught 2 big stripers on it. Had that largemouth. Might fish around a little bit more. Hopefully run into another one. But I'll leave all the descriptions of all the baits, or the links to the baits and line, rods, reels, everything in the description for Copper State Tackle. All you guys got to do is just click on that link and it'll take you right to the exact bait, color, everything I'm throwing. The 4K Shad, I assume, will probably sell out pretty dang quick. So jump on that before they sell out. Have it now because they're catching, we're catching them on it now. But the springtime, I cannot wait for the springtime to come because this bait is going to absolutely kill them. But there is other colors that are similar, shad patterns. I'm not big on color. The 4K is just what I happen to be throwing and I like the most. But if the 4K is sold out, there is other shad patterns that'll catch them just as good. I promise you. So thanks for following along, guys. If you could like and subscribe, keep coming out here and catching fish and showing you guys, little tips and tricks to hopefully catch more when you go out. So I appreciate it, guys.